Have you ever met someone for the first time and within few seconds you already decided whether you like that person or not? Or have you ever been in a situation whereby your first impression almost ruined everything for you? Well, I have an experience and I'm going to be sharing it with you. Hi guys, my name is Mariam. Welcome to my channel. And on this page, I'm going to talk about freelancing, life after school, and other learning experience no one talks about. So I first impression almost ruined everything for me when I got my first remote job ever. So after the interview, I've successfully passed the interview phase and I was employed. So on the day I was meant to resume to work, it was 8 a.m. Nigerian time, and I already prepared, tested my network. My network was going on very fine. I had lights and everything was very stable. So I was still in school at that time. I already told most of my course mates, most of my hostel mates that please I'll be having an important meeting this morning, and you two you all need to cooperate with one another, and then please I'll just need like 30 minutes out of your time, the silence and all. But when we started the meeting, and I got the job through Rivera actually. So the interview went very well, as I've said earlier. But the very first day I'm waiting with my clients, with my boss, the very first day I'm meeting with him as a remote job online, via Meet, Google Meet. We used Google Meet for the meeting. So we already started the meeting and we are in the middle of the meeting when my network started fumbling. So I had all the four networks in place: MTN, Glo, Airtel, and Nine Mobile. I have it in place in case one fucked up. I will just switch to the other one. But everything just went against me that day. Network was frustrating. Network was coming off and on that day. Eventually, I found a good network in MTN and the network became very stable. So I was in the meeting, I apologized, and the meeting is not, I'm not the only one in the meeting. He has all his team on the meeting. Everyone is present in the meeting, was present in the meeting. So it's not only me, it's not like an interview. So it was a meeting, a proper meeting, introducing me to all the other teams, and telling them how I can help the projects on ground. So immediately after my network was stable, so I was listening, I was communicating. Then another thing happened. You know what happened? My phone started ringing. And I joined the meeting because we used to meet. So I joined the meeting on my phone. Yeah, that's another thing. You need to look professional when you are getting a remote job. So I got the meeting on my phone, not on the system. So my phone started ringing. Along the line, when I was testing my network, when the network kept frustrating, that was when I mistakenly put my phone on speaker, and that was how my phone started ringing. It kept on ringing, and it started disrupting the meeting, and the person kept calling over and over again. And that time my phone had a problem. Yes, it had a problem, not really a good problem at that, but when it started ringing, immediately it started ringing, it's we just went off, like not like went off, like the light we just went off, so I'll not be able to hang up. So immediately the call called, the person called again till I was able to hang up, and I eventually pick it up and tell the person I will call back and I was in a meeting. Okay, fine. But that leaves a very big impression. And the man was decided, our man started talking. I was like, can I even work with you? It's just prove how unserious you are. 1 minute your network was bad, and the next minute your phone keep on ringing and ringing. So I apologized and we started the meeting again. Then you know what happened next? My neighbors started shouting. My neighbors that I already begged. That's part of the chronicles of working remotely. My neighbors that I already begged, I already told them I wanted to have a meeting and they should just give me at least 30 minutes so that the whole compound at least will be silent for that 30 minutes. No, they started shouting, and that disrupted everything. At the moment, I don't know that when I was in a meeting and I was not asked to talk, cause at that moment when my neighbor were shouting and the likes, I was not the one talking. I was not even saying anything at the moment. So I had to mute my mic, but I did not know. Yes, I did not know. So I did not mute my mic. My mic was on mute, and that was when the noise started getting into my phone and it started affecting the meeting. And that was when I was removed from the meeting. That was my first impression of that was the man first impression of me. You know, we met over an interview, right? But the interview was very, very short because it was a referral. So after the interview, I got the job, and that was the first meeting where I also communicate. Don't get me wrong, I have all the skills he needed for the job. I have everything he needed. He already checked out my CV, checked me out on LinkedIn, and he knew I had everything. But the first impression he had about me was someone that is not serious, simply because of what happened that I could have prevented. Yes, I could have prevented it if I had been proactive, like what can happen, blah blah blah. Do you understand? So all those things, that was the first impression he had about me in short. Do I later got the job because all the team's member begged on my behalf. Embarrassing, right? So they begged on my behalf and I later got the job. Begged on my behalf, and it was quite embarrassing. People you have not met before, people you have not talked to, and the very first day they are meeting you, you fucked up and they are begging on your behalf. So I had to, because of what happened, so I had to put on extra effort so that the man will definitely not regret hiring me after all that happened. All that happened to him, it might be a sign that this is a sign for me not to hire her. So, and eventually I went out to hire her. So if I did not put in more effort, it did just take him a seconds to fire me. So I had to put in extra sleepless nights on all the projects I was given to handle so that I'll prove myself worthy of the job. So when we are talking about first impression, it does matter and it lasts longer. Till this current moment that I talked, for a very long time, he sees me as an unserious fellow. In fact, like 6 months or 7 months into the work, he hired someone that does exactly what I do. And anytime he had a meeting with a foreign client, anything that has to do with meeting, he does not even talk to me about it, or he prefer, even if it is something I have to talk about, because after putting in all my energy to projects, he trusted me with that. But when it comes to meeting with people, fierce Zoom, team, Google Meet, he does not trust me with anything that has to do with that. He preferred giving it out to other team member or even newcomers than giving it out to me, because he believed that I don't have a very strong network, or maybe I don't have a good communication skills. Yes, that was his belief. Yes, that was the belief he still had about me. Though I was not pained, yes, because I knew first impression matters longer, and I was even surprised. I was even more surprised that I got the job, and the job is a very, very high paying job. So I was still surprised I got the job. So first impression does matter. First impression does matters a lot. You might not get that chance and that opportunity I got. If it were to be the other way around, I might have lost the job. But thank God I got the job, and I had to do everything double, double, triple, triple to show the man that I really know what I was doing, and it was just that day. I don't know what come up that day and the likes, but no amount of excuses can make up for what I did that day or for what happened that day. So you need to let people have a very good impression about you the very first time you are going to be meeting them. If you are going for an interview, prepare for the unexpected. Unexpected things can happen daily in our life, especially if you are going to work remotely. Prepare for the unexpected. Leave a positive remark on the heart of people when they meet you for the very first time. If you are meeting people physically and not online, always prepare for the unexpected. Dress very well, dress the way you want them to address you the next time you are going to meet. Respect people politely, regardless of their age, regardless of their professions, regardless of maybe you know them or not. It does go a very long way, because you don't know where you are going to be meeting later in the future. So if you find this video helpful, if you find it funny, if you find it interesting, don't forget to give it a thumbnail, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you had an experience, maybe getting a job for the first time, you had an experience story similar to what I just shared now, you can share it in the comments below.